Okay, sit back down. Come on, capture my face. There we go. Alright, 3, 2, 1. Alright, guys, what's going on? This is the NFO Podcast of January 8th, 2014. And we're going to be talking about Killer Instinct. Now, you guys may be thinking, like, wow, why are we having a KI podcast? Well, I want to get different people's opinion, and I basically want to reach out to two of the players that I have on my friends list that I think that are worthy to explain their perspective on the game, because they have a lot of time with the game, and so have I. I couldn't get other people such as RG Rico Suave and Gamer LCD or Filthy Rich and such, but these two guys right here, you're gonna definitely want to know. So why don't you introduce yourself, the one that has the Mr. Video camera on, and we'll start from there.
Well, what's up, stream? This is Mr. Gamer 511. I'm from New Jersey. I play predominantly fighting games, but I play anything else that you present me with. Yeah, it's pretty simple.
Alright. Now, guy number 2, why don't you present yourself, Mystery Man?
Yeah.
Hello everyone, I'm known as John Floritani. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I played from CAG all the way to Blaze Blue. Doesn't matter much to me. Not much I need to say other than the fact when you see me, and be worried.
Alright, man with very few words, okay. So basically we're gonna, again, talk about Killer Instinct. Recently we just been hit with a patch that has been released for a couple days now. And a lot of people have some mixed emotions about the patch. There's been general fixes with some of the characters, some of the actual in-game bugs with unlocking stuff, and making a whole new revamped ranking match. A lot of people say the game has been laggy. There's been a lot of glitches where they will have the classic Jago, but with no arms, no legs, and a brand new sword. They will have characters where Orchid will only have her upper body and nothing else. And, other little minor glitches. So, we're going to have Mr. Gamer 511 express his point of view on the new update.
Alright, well, my point of view on this whole new update for Killer Instinct is it's alright. It's not completely everything I was expecting. A lot of the character changes and everything based on the game wasn't really predominantly changed on the characters. They were mainly changed to fit the game mechanics. So they weren't changed based on our perspective on how these characters are being played and how quote unquote cheap they are, but how they're supposed to be played. So like Drama would have knowledge on Sadira with her unblockable setups, with her instinct mode and stuff like that. Now if you look at her, the only thing that was touched with her in the patch was her Widow's Bite is now a opener instead of a hit. So that unblockable setup or whatever is now breakable, but then again she's still amazing with her web. So that's something that was changed by her, but it wasn't changed for us, it was changed to fit the game mechanics. And as well as all the other characters. I think Saberwolf, he got a huge nerf in his damage output for his clips on Wake Up, and now that's counted as an opener. He cannot be broken. He can't bluff his medium punch after any clips. So, in my opinion, that kind of irks me because I used to break that a lot. So, whenever I was in that predicament, that gave me an option, and now it doesn't. So, in my personal opinion, that it irks me, but other Saberwolf players would say different. But that's just my opinion on it. Okay. And the whole patch in general, I like it. The ranking system definitely got a huge change. It's a lot better to rank up. But then again, pointed out by Rico Suave, is way too easy to rank up now. It's way beyond easy. Even if you lose a match, you lose a lot, but then again, you gain more than you lose at this point. Before it was like you lose more than you gain, now you gain more than you lose. And it's just not as balanced as it should be. Like the ranking system right now isn't for people who actually have skill at the game. It's for people who put in so many hours at the game. And like right now I'm a rank 15. And if I sit here all day, day in and day out, I'd probably be ranked 40 by like 15 a week or so. So that aspect of the patch, I'm iffy on it. I'm like, yeah, I like the ranking up, but then again, it's like it's way too easy for people to rank up. So that is some iffy. I'm 50-50 on it. And the rest of the patch stuff, the achievement stuff was pretty good because I'm an achievement hunter. So the Battle Worn achievements, I do not want to play 2,000 matches with each character. That's just way too much. So them changing it to 200 was a great fix. So I think now I'm almost at 100% finishing it. So that's another great fix in my opinion. Jago having his Shadow Endocucan count as a... No, having his Endocucan count as an opener. That doesn't really generally affect me. I didn't see a lot of Jagos doing it to me. Other people might say different, but I think Maximilian does that a lot. He would go into an Endocucan and immediately Shadow Endocucan because the Shadow Endocucan counts as an ender. Before he wasn't able to break that because the Endocucan counted as a hit. And just like Severe, now it's counted as an opener. So now it's breakable and it gives you more options to fight against these characters. So certain things were changed that I like, certain things that were changed that I didn't like. But it all depends on your view of things, and it depends on what character you play, because everybody has their personal gripes against certain characters. Like when I first started the game, Orchid, I did not like Jago because of his one kick. And still to this day, I don't like Jago because of his one kick. But as you progress through the game, you kind of start seeing how to punish things and how to move around certain stuff. And right now, I practice against Jago a lot. So now I have a better understanding of how to play against him. And now that I'm in the upper ranks, my worst character to fight against is Mr. Draman over here, Sadira. So you kind of pretty much focus your attention on each certain character. And then with the whole Season 2 coming out and Spinal about to drop soon, Over pretty soon, the game is going to change dramatically. That's pretty much all I have to say. But on the patch, I'd say it's okay. It's a good start for Double Helix, but they could do better.
Okay, that's a very thorough answer, I have to say. Drama, your thoughts? Basically, the same question.
My thoughts on the patch overall. So there's not really much. I mean, from the character standpoint, little patches and stuff like that to make certain things openers and whatnot. It's fine for me. It works because it doesn't really bug me too much that this did this or whatever. My whole focus was on the rank system, network code, and stuff like that. And I have to agree with Rico Suave, it's way too easy to just rank up. I mean, pre-patch, I believe I was 13, 14, I don't know, I was 15, right behind Rico. And now, like 7-8 days later, I'm 25th, 26th, and it's way too easy. Like he stated earlier, you don't even lose points. You can I can lose one match, beat up 5 people who are first to the game, get everything back in a matter of minutes, and it sucks because it takes away from the effort where you originally was from getting that rank. Because I guess a lot of people can agree that the pre-patch when you did rank, if you were that high, you were that high for a real good reason, and you stayed there for that reason. But past that, I mean, right now from everything, the patch to me, it did what it needed to do for a start. It saw things that were a little bit broken and patched it. Now, all the stuff that's happening now between the netcode acting up and ungodly bugs and other things that's starting to scare me on the color code and make me think I'm high every day. It shows that the game is still kind of fresh and we're still working on it, but they're willing to go and try to fix it as fast as possible. I mean, right now, my biggest gripe with this game is I can't host a private lobby. So, Filthy got a hold of that, and he already sees, and they're already working on it now. So past that, there's not really much to me to say on this patch. I mean, other than I can just agree with Mr. Gamer over here. It's great. It has great points, and it's an okay patch. It did what it needed to do for a brand new game. Simple as that.
Okay. That's also a very good validated point. I also would like to touch on the subject that I know how you just mentioned that ranking, and also Mr. Gamer, that ranking is a bit too easy. The way how my perspective is on this patch, since I haven't spoke about my 2 cents on it, the ranking to me, I think it's fair. Let me explain why. In a sense, yeah, it's a little bit way too easy to gain experience, but at the same time, the game literally only let you gap probably the highest is to level 17 before pre-patch, if I'm not mistaken. And if you fought anyone that was lower than, let's see, if you was a rank 16 or 15, and you fight anyone ranked lower than a 10, you will gain no experience, forcing you to play games. Mind you, you're in rank, you're playing games, and you're not getting shit. Basically, that should have just been exhibition mode if that was the case. Because now, not only are you putting in the effort, not only are you putting in the time to just get random wins, but you're not gaining anything as a reward for yourself. So for me, to have this ranking system to have like a greater progression, whether if you fight any person and gain like just like 0.75 to gaining 1.75 if you beat someone 6 levels higher than you, is a great idea, because now we can actually see the true potential of where someone can actually climb to. Because before, as you just mentioned, you was a level 15 or 16, now you're jumped all the way to 26. So you literally jumped 10 levels to where you're supposed to be, and yet you're still one of the highest ranked people in the KI community, right after RG Rico Suave, Gamer LCD, and you have several other people that do stream and don't. And
I believe Drama's number 5 on the leaderboard for most ranked wins.
Look at that, number 5. And mind you, there's about, I think, 40 or 50 rank levels, so there's still a gap in skill. Some people may have gotten it by rage quitting to preserve their points and fighting smaller people to get their ranks higher. That is a fault. They do need to fix that. So if you do rage quit, my opinion, 3 suggestions. Doesn't have to be taken literal, just my suggestion. Suggestion number 1. If you quit and rage quit, you should lose an entire level. That's one suggestion. Suggestion number 2, if you rage quit, you should have a temporary ban for 24 hours of the game. Suggestion number 3, and lastly, if you do rage quit up to at least a number of 5 times, you have to start all over from rank 1 and start up again. That's my suggestion. I doubt they'll take it that literal, because it is a somewhat friendly user game for the new guys, and an advanced game once you learn the counter breakers, shadow counters, and so forth. But that's my point. Let's see, next topic.
I like the sound of that, the 5 rage quitting things and then resetting your entire thing.
Yeah.
It's like, there's no way to like fully punish rage quitters in any type of game, especially a fighting game. It's very hard to punish that because you can't tell if they're raged or if they're disconnected. But in KI, you can blatantly tell if they rage because they'll either just completely stop, or it says opponent has left the lobby. It'll tell you they left the lobby, because being that next gen has like been developed so much, it just tells you that your connection's gone, because the Xbox recognized there's no connection here.
Right.
Not that the opponent said, no, guide, quit, I'm not taking my loss. It's hard to punish, but I like the idea of keep doing this, you're not going to get anything else. So you can keep doing this as long as you want, but you're going to keep getting resets of button masher. And that's what you are. You're just going to stay a button masher, unless you actually take the time and patience to play the game and get better like other people. That idea, I like.
Yeah, but the thing that I also get upset, because I have it on my stream archive. I should have probably uploaded it, but I didn't take it seriously. I beat a ranked 25 player. I don't remember his name. He was using Shadow Jago. Literally, when I beat him, he definitely just said, yo, I am quitting on you, and just rage quit.
That happened to me. I got raged on by a level 25 the other day, and that's when I was a counter puncher. But he didn't say anything. He just immediately dropped the game. He stopped moving. I think the second round had started. I had near perfect in, and I had taken out his half of his bar and his second life bar. He completely stopped at life.
That's just pretty sad. Like, I don't think that's encouraging for us to keep playing a game that encourages people that they have the freedom to rage quit as a simple of a click button, not get their stats affected, whether if it's a win or a loss, and just stay completely preserved so they can keep trying again and stay in a comfort zone. Now that's a very, very bad exploit. And a lot of people have seen this. I can tell you right now offhand, Filthy Riches has seen this on stream countless times, and he's definitely aware of the issue. The course of action that their actual team is going to take is definitely up in the air. I definitely would like to see what they're going to do. But, Adaman, what do you think about rage quitting in its entirety, and what would you like to happen as of the penalty for rage quitters?
Well, playing other fighters, I like what Super did. For it took XP, so I like your actual first idea to just literally penalize them and take away what they want so bad. Now, rage quitting like 50 times to get kicked off the game for a day, I can see that, but then I can see a giant drawback if they just quit the game because you rage quit 2 or 3 times because it could go from like this viable situation. Like a person who just got the game, does just have Jago, first time playing ring, and he runs into me. He quits, runs into gamer, quits again, runs into you, quits. He will not touch that game knowing the fact that, okay, I have to run into these people, and then I'm getting banned for not being able to fight these people? What? So I can see that being a giant drawback. But in all, like for the whole rage quitting situation, it is, that game will point out, it's obvious now when we can say when someone is quitting, but when literally you're having connection issues, it will obviously tell you. What I would love to see, to be honest, is they not only penalize you by points, but they do something to the profile to signify that this person does rage quit, or at least give us the option to actually accept to fight that person.
Right.
If they do so rage quit.
I believe that was actually supposed to be initiated in Xbox in its entirety for any type of game. That if you're if you see the reputation bar at your profile, if you get reported enough, you won't be placed with other people and you'll get banned yourself. So if that was supposed to be initiated, I don't know why this wasn't initiated with the games, especially since this is a console-only game. I don't know why that wasn't initiated, but in the entirety of Xbox One, that's supposed to be in place, but for some reason it hasn't taken effect yet.
The only reason behind that one I can honestly sit there and say, in all this honesty, and anyone can try to disagree with me on this one, the game is rushed. And the only reason why this game was rushed, because Microsoft wanted it to be a day one exclusive. So the only thing Double Helix wanted to focus on was core gameplay. They want to work on mechanics, make sure the thing is entirely playable for us of November 22nd. And they did a really good job. No one can ever dispute that. And so we're going to be getting all of those functions and everything else that we should be getting momentarily in time. That's all I can say on that, but for the rage quitting, I just want to be able to choose if I have to actually play this person knowing they're going to quit. Because it gets to the point now where people are quitting at the character select, not less of mid-match now. Because said if moves in here beats on like a known rage quitter, I won't say his name.
You have in mind?
I will not say that name. If he plays him and he knows he's gonna rage quit, the dude will just disconnect right then and there at the character select. That should be an even bigger punishment than than playing the match. Because you're not even given the chance to even attempt to even try to do anything. You're just really trying to, and I saw this term on the forums, like cherry picking. You're trying to just go for whatever you can win. And it's sad because it defeats the entire purpose of not only the ranking system, the effort in trying to play the game, and whatever. And I can understand people who are casual and, stuff like that. But it still comes down to, if you're going to sit here and play the game and deal with all the crap, then just deal with it. Take the losses, learn, grow. Don't sit there, get salty, get upset, and then just not want to play these certain amount of people because of, oh, this person beat me and this person did this. It's all of it. To me, you should be penalized if you rage quit on the character select screen, if you rage quit mid game. Both of those should be penalized. We should be able to see it, and then we should have the option right then and there if we should actually have to play you at all. It hurts
It's
you
like
more.
an Injustice thing also. Because in Injustice it showed. Well, I never played Injustice Rank myself, but my friend played it a lot, and he had a lot of problems. And I noticed this with the ranking itself, because I own Injustice, but I never really got into the ranking for it. But I noticed that it shows you the opponent's, wins, losses, disconnects, and all this other stuff. So in disconnects, with 360, it didn't say opponent left, connection lost. It just said that they're gone. So you didn't know if it was a rage or a disconnect. But in Injustice, they didn't give you that option to select if a person. The ranking system is at the point where it's a lobby before you go into a game. So say if you're ready to play this person in this rank match, if not, you leave. That's how all fighting game systems should be, on. And being that Killer Instinct is a game that was at its core from the original, taken from counterparts of every single fighting game to make this one amazing game. I'm surprised that WikiLeaks didn't realize that, because a lot of the people who actually play Street themselves, for them to miss out on this little detail. I mean, even though it was rushed, they did an amazing job in the 1 year they had to make the game. It was rushed, but it's a little minor detail that you could add in. But I guess that goes apart with the whole lobby thing and not having it. But I guess once the whole lobby thing comes on, hopefully, like, if Rich or anybody from WDIT ever sees this podcast, they know, like, Street Fighter has the best release of people. I can go search for any, or search for a certain rank, and it'll show me people in the lobby. This game, Justice, where it's like, okay, this person has like 300 something disconnects and like maybe 100 wins. That's not very promising to me wanting to fight you. So you have a lot of wins, you have more disconnects than you have wins. It's not promising, right? But I have to and choose whether or not I want to back out or not. And if I back out for choice, I get a disconnect and I'm forced to play you and waste my time or possibly lose, or I can take the disconnect and still get penalized. So it's not a win-win for anybody in any of these situations. So they really need to implement the Street Fighter ranking system in Killer Instinct.
That sounds like a legitimate idea. I mean, just like what Darman was saying, they should implement it to the point where you have the option, just like what's one game that actually does that shit? Mortal Kombat does it, and
Heroes does it. Before it lets you in the game, it says this person has blah 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 blah, and I'm gonna play this person. If not, it just searches for somebody.
Right, basically, like, it would show like a little like a title profile, and like I said, it will state the wins, losses, disconnects, and it will show like their rank, and it will ask, would you like to play it? You should be able to have the option to hit yes or no to play it, but at the same time, I would also like a connection status bar to know whether if that person is going to heavily lag or not, despite the fact that I have played several people in Europe, Australia, some parts of like the tip, and when I mean by the tip, I mean by the tip of Japan. Some people got it out there, and also on the other side of the West Coast, and there's no lag. I am just shocked that as of now, people are starting to lag. People are blaming the patch. People are blaming Xbox servers are not doing their job. Honestly, I repeat this several times in the previous podcast with the other NFO members and now with you guys. A lot of people still yet to know what internet really is. They don't know what upload speed does for your connection, nor do they know how to change the proxy or the port forwarding actual ports within your router to make it open and for it to expand for a greater and wider connection. So I sometimes do blame the people, and I also sometimes just blame the internet service provider, depending on how, how far they spread it out beyond, myself or you or, Darman. But definitely, hopefully they get the issue done with the ranking, the rage quitting, and the net code, supposedly. Now, a thing that I would like to just ask is just like I said, like, what would you like on your wish list? I guess you'll call it. We'll start with Darman, then Mr. Gamer, then myself. What would you like from now till March, within still the course of season 1? What would you like to be implemented, added, or something just out of the woodworks for season 1 going into season 2 that you would like to have?
This is gonna sound real personal. My first thing would be first major priority overall. This gonna sound really, really like highly special. I mainly just want my severe costume, like just all in all. After that, like I would love to see. I would love to see a 6 to 8 man lobby, a spectator, and all of that, just for like everyone can now host lobbies and we can all do that instead of we all sitting there playing Link all day. Take care of some of the bugs and stuff like that. Turn the netcode back to what it was when we first had it, and then just wow. Like outside of that, I can honestly say just if we can get some of the stuff we talked about earlier, and just a little bit that I just said, I will be a very happy person for March, because then I can get ready to deal with full blown and all that bullshit. But outside of that, like, actually, this is one other thing. I want to, if they were going to do anything, I want them to give Sabira a little bit of a grounding in every shirt. So, costume, lobby, other spectator, like lobby, like not just don't mean like some half-ass put together. Here's a lobby, like a full like 8-man lobby. Yeah, tournament mode, the works, and whatnot. Past that, just give my career just a little bit of a grounding. I work too hard in here, and I'm tired of eating BPs every 30 minutes. So yeah, outside of that, I'm good.
Okay, so Mr. Gamer 511, same question.
Alright, I guess the first thing on my wish list, I mean, being that I'm a person who plays Orchid and she's known as not the greatest in this game because she's not safe, and Saberwolf does what she does 10 times better. I would like for her to have a little bit of more advantage on some of her moves, because she's way too unsafe. Like, I feel that I like Orchid as a character. Like when I go to fighting games, I don't go to characters based on, oh, he has a fireball, he has this, he has that. I go on character models and character profiles. I really stick to the story of fights. So like Killer Instinct, I didn't even know what the hell Killer Instinct was until it was announced to Evo. I've never had a childhood with Killer Instinct. My childhood was always with Mortal Kombat, so I'd never heard of Killer Instinct until it was announced. And even with those old games, I've always followed the story. Like, you can ask me anybody's story on point for any Mortal Kombat character in the entirety of the cast, and I'll know their story like the back of the book. And even if I don't remember it because I haven't played it in a while, I'll have a little bit of knowledge of it because that's something that I stuck to, and I didn't play certain characters based on, oh, look, he was doing this, he did that. Like back in the day, fighting games wasn't like this. There was no such thing as DP or plus on block or frame advantage or none of this. It was just pick this character because he looks freaking cool and I'm gonna be jazzed with it. So that's old school. That's how it was. So I feel like Orchid in this game was kind of like a waste of time compared to all the other characters, because if you're gonna take this character and make her to the point that she's just unsafe on pretty much everything, and you have to 50-50 gamble all the time just to possibly get a hit confirm with her, it's just a giant waste of time. So if you're rushing a game, you could have put Spinal straight in the game and put Orchid for later, because she seems like she's just not as great as everybody else. Like, Vera has her air game, but she lacks the ground game. So like, I agree on Drama, she should have a better ground game. Even though she's mainly aerial, you should be able to compete with people on the ground because, getting DP'd and clipped all the time with Sabira is very irritating. Even though facing the Sabira is very irritating, when you're playing as her and you're trying to get in, the only way you can get in is through the air. And your opponent is very smart and they're going to anti-air and all the time. You need that ground game because you can't. Once you're just doing the air game, you're predictable. Like, you're going to keep going to that because that's your only option. So in that sense, Sadira needs that hurt. And in my sense, I think Orchid needs a lot more plus in her frame because she's just not safe at all. Like, I like playing her because I like her character, I like her story, I like everything about her. But when it comes to me wanting to win, and you play fighting games, you want to win. Whether you play casual or you play competitively, there's always a 10% part of you that wants to win, no matter what. And me playing her is, I want to win, but it's nearly impossible to compete with these high-ranked people. I use Saberwolf and Glacius, and I can't really do what I want to do because they're just as smart as what I'm doing. They know what they're doing. I know what I'm doing, except their character does it better. So I really want Orchid to have a huge plus. Not a huge plus, but just a little bit more frame advantage on a lot of companies. Because that would be really, really helpful. I would like what else? I like the rankings to not go down, but I like that the skill gap to be there again. Like when Drummond said before, he was a rank 15 and you beat anybody before, you wouldn't get anything. I like now that you get even like a little 25% thing. But then again, being that it's quick to rank up easier, the skill gap is kind of lost now. So it's kind of to see who's better and who's not. Like when me and Mugen got level 25 rage quit on us, it's like what the higher ups have to offer. A bunch of rage quitters. It's like no, so I want that to be fixed. I like my Orchid to be plus on frames. I would like Fogor not to be broken because I have a gut feeling that he's gonna be ridiculous. I have no idea why, but it's just a very gut instinct to be ridiculous. So I would like him to not be ridiculous and stay decent. And I want them to close out season 1 with like a bang. Like, I want them to surprise us with something. Just wouldn't expect. But otherwise, I don't really have any certain gripes. Oh, one gripe. Zero. Alright. Freaking instinct. The web calling. The freaking web calling, the timing of it needs to be reduced. Because the fact that she can call one, and if it hits you and you block it, immediately call another one, is very irritating and very annoying. Even though she doesn't have that ground game, you can debate this back and forth. The calling of it is very, very, very quick. And then you compare it to Orchid's calling cat, because they're the only two characters that can call something from a part of them. And Orchid's cats are not reliable. It takes forever to come out. I call a cat, and I have to wait a little bit, and then go for another mix-up and call a cat. And then wait, and then go for another mix-up. Sadira, web, mix-up, web, mix-up, web, mix-up, web, mix-up, and it's like, I still can't contend with this, so I really want that to be a plus. I heard it to be a little bit of deduction rate. So if they can't plus Orchid, minus Sadira a little bit on that instinct, because it's way too big. I mean, if you give her the ground game, then the instinct has to get a little bit better. But if not, then I can't go.
Okay. Well, seems like you have a little hate for, Sadira in general. I can understand
Once
that.
I got up to the higher ranks, it was Sadiras everywhere. At first it was Jago. I got done with Jago. I know how to face him. And now it's Sadira madness. It's just like, every time it's a close game or I'm about to win, it's her freaking instinct involved with me losing. It's stupid, and I can't counter break, get out of it because it blocks shadows. I can't do nothing. I just gotta sit there and take it. And wait for mix-ups. It's like being disabled to mix you up. You just have to sit there and take it. You can't really react to it. Can't beat it, can't shadow it, can't counter it. Sit there, take it. So I have a personal gripe against it, but not a gripe against Sadira because I like Sadira. It's just her instinct I have to gripe about.
Okay, so let's see. My wish list for Killer Instinct in 2014 before Season 1 is over. I would like to have everyone's original costume, hopefully to be released before the end of March. I know Sadira is going to be all new. I don't know what route they're going to take her, because normally she has the hoodie, and then she has like I think 2 costume pieces that gives her like her hair in a different color and like a Chinese like little geisha kind of thing or whatever. I would like to have all the original outfits. I would like to have option to put the original KI music in replacement of the actual stages. That's one thing I would like to have as well. I would like them to be able to hopefully put in the story mode. I know that's asking for too much, but hopefully put in the story mode. Or at least like a simple arcade ladder where you build something up and then you just fight like Shadow Jago and he has like twice the health and shit. Like some random shit like that. I would like them to also put in for online wise now. I want them to be able to put online spectators mode. The lobby system, I don't want it like Street Fighter 4. The lobby system that I do want it to be like is Blaze Blue. Let me explain why. Blaze Blue, you're able to have up to 16 players in one lobby. Not only that, but the people within the lobby can choose to fight anyone in the lobby while other people are fighting. So you don't have to wait. That would be better. And then you can still have the option to sit there and watch the other person's match as you choose. That's something I would like as a spectators mode. Also for online, I would like to have online training mode. So just in case if we need to spar and get used to the characters much more quicker. Like I have my cousin Rico Suave. I can now go with him in online training mode and he can just destroy me without, losing the effort and actually going into rank or exhibition, and I can learn bits and pieces of hitboxes, the hurt boxes, the frame data, and what actual display name will it be an opener, stuff like that. So online training mode. I would like to also have team battle. It's encouraged to have 3-on-3 or 4-on-4. A team-based elimination where basically the one person still stays alive with whatever health he has. Next person comes in, continues until, whatever. Course tournament mode. That's a big thing. Even if it's just an 8-man bracket, a 16-man bracket, or even a full-on 32-man bracket where the host is able to sit back, preview all the matches, and actually pick and choose who he has to fight or she has to fight, because we do have some female gamers. Another thing, of course, is to release Spinal Fulgor on time, as they state. I also would like to see little minor changes with the characters, not like a whole lot, but like little minor things, like how there's a lot of things like the grapples are able to go through certain moves if it's already thrown out. It could be a shadow move or even like some ridiculous shit that's unblockable. It can still be grabbed out. That has to be slightly fixed. I would like them to also have, which someone did mention to me on a recent podcast that we had, that everyone should have a shadow form, just like they did in Ultimate Marvel, where they had like some Terminator 2 style type of shit, where like, everyone has like that type of character model. Everyone should have a shadow form, because that Shadow Jago, to admit, that shit sounds awesome. And his look is completely revamped, even to the point where he throws out Instinct and instead of a tiger, it's a demon. So I find that really cool. Let's see, someone's typing on the stream.
Actually, like Filthy Ricks to answer that, I'm not sure. I know it's a demon, and I know when I read Diego's story and Gargo's story, Gargos is that tiger, those tiger layer, the statues that he prays to when he was younger. That's actually Gargos' spirit. So Gargos is evil. So I would like to know if that's Gargos' spirit that he's summoning as Shadow Jago, and maybe that'll be like the hint towards Shadow Jago being his own character. He might be like a Gargos replica.
That might be very interesting, I have to say. Like, I've been keeping up with KI for some time, but I haven't heard anything of that implementation to be drawn into the new KI, because we all know, Cinder's background and TJ Combo's Reptors, Spinal's Tusk, Maya, Kim Woo, all these other characters that we want to come out. We just don't want them to get too fucked up, but at the same time we want them new in some type of way. Because we already got a grappler. We already got an all-around base character. We got a close-range combat. We got an airborne fighter. And we have a mid to close-range character. And we just have a long-distance character in general. we just need to keep the bases where it still feels like an original fighter and keep everything to its original peak and form. Um, I think that will probably be it for my wish list because I'm just now rambling on, basically over your thoughts and Darman's thoughts. But lastly, do you guys have anything that you guys want to say about the game, or would you like to give shout outs? Because not only is this being streamed live on twitch.tv, but this video will be thrown on YouTube. So any shout outs, any whatever you guys want to do, you can say it.
I don't know. I guess shout outs to the top players, people who actually put the time into the game. Like Rico, Drummond, Ruben, myself, Grims, Gamer LCD. You know, in every chat he says he's a pass, even though he's not. Who else? Everybody who's top on the leaderboard actually puts the time into the game. Who else? I guess that's pretty much it. A lot of shout outs to give out. But everybody who puts work into the game, you guys deserve, you know, the highest amount of shout outs, because when I look in the leaderboards and I see people have 2,000 plus wins with a character, I'm like, damn, you must have put a lot of effort into playing this character. And for the people who have like 2,000 plus wins, like a 90 win percentage win rate, you guys definitely put them. You guys definitely deserve it. I think, if I remember a few names correctly off the top of my head, Hidden Cancer is the #1 overall for ranked matches. So I get to shout out to him. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay, Darman, anything you would like to say or give any shout outs to of anything?
I'd like to thank NFO for hosting the podcast, letting me and Mr. Gamer come and speak on our behalf about everything. As he said, to all the top players, to everyone who works. I would like to personally thank every person who I fight and personally enjoy. And just because of the fact that everyone grows from all of that. And that's what really makes me happy about this whole game. Past that, I actually have nothing to say. I had a blast. I know I've been a little bit quiet compared to Mr. Gamer, but my points have always been pointed across and stuff like that. With that being said, thank you. This is Mr. Gamer, and I'm John Cortani. Nothing much else needs to be said, I believe.
Okay.
Oh God.
I would like to thank both of my guests here. Of course, you already know Mr. Gamer 511 and Mr. Darman Kutikani. They basically are right now KI players, also as myself. If you guys want to play against them or even add them with a friend request, I will have the links in the YouTube description below, so feel free to find them in exhibition matches or bump into them into rank and see what happens. But this is mainly, just like I said, to address people within the KI community, that there are people that do care about this game, and and we do care about the growth of this game. We do want to see more out of it. We want to see the full potential of what Double Helix / Rare and Microsoft Studios can do with this game. We know there's a lot of characters missing. There's a lot of patches that needs to be patched up. Despite the fact that this company's only been out for almost a year and several months, they're doing a hell of a good job keeping up with the current FGC fighting games in our community. So, big shout outs to
Filthy Rich for keeping us, entertained while actually in streams. Like, he's not, I don't know if the Double Helix people will actually come out and play, but Filthy is actually out there. He plays with us, he talks to us in streams, he keeps us informed, even though he can't reveal everything, even though we really want it and we always pester him about it. He always plays with us, he keeps us informed, he's on top of everything. So big shout out to Filthy Rich for, keeping us in the loop with Double Helix. Like, whenever I talk to Filthy on stream, or I know he's in the stream, I'm like, he really actually puts in a lot of time. And being that he actually plays fighting games like along with the FGC, it shows a lot of dedication to just, having fun playing the game. And the fact that now he develops it and he still is with the community, talking to us, giving us advice, even showing us tech is amazing. So big shout out to Filthy Rich for that.
All right, definitely shout outs to the community manager of Double Helix and basically everyone who's helping out. Same thing with Maximilian, who's been somewhat of a tester, as we all know, for the KI game, keeping up the nice exposure for us and keeping it alive on his end of the West Coast scene. But mainly, it's like I said, this is just to explore the minds of the players and get the feel of what we would want to expand on the game. So this about wraps it up for our podcast for January 8th of 2014. This has been a KI edition of the NFO team. And like I said, once again, thanks my two guests here. By all means, just hit them up if you guys want to play them on either my stream or any KI stream for that matter, because they jump into all of them. And I am NFO Mugen. We are signing out, and please subscribe to our YouTube. Please follow on Twitch. And the more people we get, the closer we can get to partnership, and we can give back. We can give back to the community. That's our main goal, is to give back, to throw tournaments, do more podcasts, get better streaming equipment, and so forth and so forth. So, alright guys, we're signing off, and hopefully, I don't know if we're going to be streaming Killer Instinct right now. We might do something depending on what these two say, but we'll see what happens in the next few minutes. But as right now, we're going to be signing off, and that's the end for our podcast today.